Hey, what's up guys? It's your boy Tony from Hid.n today, and I wanted to show you guys how to legit check some Kapital. So Kapital has two main lines. There's Kapital and then Kapital Country Vacay. And we'll be going over some pieces that we have here in the showroom to show you guys what to look out for when you're buying second-hand Kapital, which is more often not going to be the case unless you live in Japan. Alright, so this was a request from someone who left a comment on our YouTube for our Chrome Hearts legit check. Boop. And I want to start off with some pants. So this is a very iconic item from the Kapital line. This is the Century Denim. Called the Century Denim because it's supposed to last you guessed it, a century, aka 100 years. So key signs to look out for, because this is a commonly repped item from Kapital. First and foremost, tag. Make sure this is real leather, first and foremost. No issues with the stitching here on the back tab. And where it says Kapital, it's actually kind of embossed in, like there's texture to it. Look out for that. For this tag, not super pertinent because a lot of Century Denim do not have it, especially older pairs, or sometimes people just take it off completely. So don't give this too much mind. However, this is something to look out for. There should always be an inside stamp on both sides. Got a little size tag here, 30. Oh, keynote for anyone in the market for Century Denim: size up at least 2. These run real slim, and they're meant to be broken into. So yeah, size up. Anyways, this is a key tag right here. One of the main label tags. Make sure that there's no misspelling, clearly printed, easy to read. But the most important tag, and this is something, whether you're legit checking Kapital, Chrome Hearts, Supreme, literally any brand, make sure you reference the holy tag right here. This is the wash tag. Well, you have your size notation, 30. When you reference fakes versus reals, or like if you look at other products online, make sure that the alignment of the text is the same, sizing is the same right here. And one thing I've noticed that reps overseas do not get right is more often than not, they do not take the care for quality control for the wash tag. So you'll find inconsistencies in the boldness or thickness of the typography. And more often than not, you'll find spelling errors. So a lot of times folks come up to me, they'll be like, hey Tony, can you help me legit check this Kapital? Straight up, first thing I'll look at, I'll see it, okay, like they'll sometimes spell wash separately wrong, like the T and the E might be flipped. Small things like that is an immediate red flag that, okay, this is a product that is inconsistent from retail and should probably be avoided. So look at that, make sure that when you're looking at a retail product versus something that you're interested in buying, that the thickness of the text is the same. And even this, check the little images for like dry or care instructions, that the sizing isn't too big or too small or too thin or too thick. That's what you got right here. So this right here, Kapital Century Denim. Moving on, we have a item from the Kapital Country collection. Here we have the Katsuragi patchwork pants. These right here will have a slightly different tag. Country tags will typically say Country Remake Kapital Man. This is an important tag for legit checking country items. They typically have something similar. Make sure you reference this tag and compare it to something that's authentic. Easy way to tell, because country products, from my experience, are items that are very commonly repped, that the thickness, again with the typography, everything is consistent. There's no issues, most importantly with the stitching. The stitching on these tags are immaculate. So when I notice reps, sometimes you'll find like angled or like just really sloppy stitching on the tag, look here and note how perfect it is. Like they do not sleep on the quality control for the most part when it comes to their tags. It's pretty straight, very aligned, and again, everything's spelled correctly. There's nothing that you should scream like, oh, like is this a rep? Because well, this is a real thing. And when it comes to wash tags, same things that apply to the Century denim, like more often not, whether it's country or a main line, or sorry, country or regular line, the wash tag should still be consistent, right? So here's the Katsuragi denim, or pant, trouser. All the little details, especially with the stitching and whatnot, are often hard to replicate. So when you see photos, make sure that the details look high quality, not easily mass produced, so far and so forth, because it will be quite hard to mass produce in a rep of something with such high attention to detail, right? Moving on. Another very, very, very commonly repped item from Kapital is their iconic damask fleece. So let me show you guys the damask fleece. You may or may not have seen it. It comes in either a full zip up version or like a quarter snap button iteration. We're gonna open this up real quick. Reps have gotten the fleece down pretty dang good. But of course, again, make sure the stitching on the neck tag is straight, consistent, nothing weird or off-putting about the text compared to other references you may find online. And again, the wash tag right here. Kapital tags tend to be like this very silky nylon. Size notation tag is something that reps also, well, you'll find variances in, like it might be too high or too low, the number that's on it, or more often not too small. So make sure when you're referencing the tags that everything is consistent. I know I'm probably just saying a lot of the same stuff right now because it's true. This is literally the most important thing to look out for. QC and tags, no misspelling, so far and so forth. Boom, boom, here we go. And if you guys ever want pictures of any of the tags of the products that we have at our showroom/store for your reference, feel free to reach out. Happy to provide that for you. This right here is the iconic Kapital Boro Jacket. It is based off of a traditional Levi's trucker jacket in terms of fitment. This one references the Type 1 trucker jacket, but done in Boro Sashiko construction patterns, bending patterns, so far and so forth, with antique Japanese textiles, all put together to get this final result. So this is a very, very popular item from Kapital. Therefore, it should be expected that there are tons of reps. Make sure the construction is high quality, like so. There should be this patchwork nylon liner right here. And again, with the size tag, it's the same as what you'd see, what I showed you guys with the damask fleece, right? You have your size notation and the wash tag. And use the same tips I told you guys earlier. Reference existing photos online. See if there's inconsistencies. And this is very important, obviously, if you don't have it in person. And go from there. Reps are always much easier to tell when you have it in hand, but I know more often than not we're looking and shopping online. It's the digital age, I get it. So do what you can with what you got. And if there are too many red flags, it's more often than not safer to stay clear. If an item seems way too cheap for what it's worth, that's more likely than not it's a replica, right? Like, this is an almost $2,000 jacket. If you find it on sale for $500 or $400, like substantially below retail, then more often than not, that's a red flag in of itself and a good sign for you to stay away. I want to show you guys some accessories. So we have here a Kapital Kaountry Patchwork bag, sling bag slash backpack. Boom. Peep the tags. If it's new, make sure it has these tags and look for inconsistencies in the tag. So you should have this beige color little string right here. Got the front and back of the country tag, as well as more care instructions on the inside. Boom, 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 boom. Let's put that away. For this product in particular, there's so many patches. Reference the patches, look for inconsistencies, move on from there, right? So inside, boom, country tag. This is what you look for to legit check. Again, stitching, immaculate. Make sure that the text is consistent to what you see here. And of course, there's also a wash tag. So this one is a little more papery. So not all of the Kapital tags are gonna be that nylon silky texture. If it's a little papery for certain items, that's okay. So keep that in mind, but you should have the same information for you to look out for. Same telltale signs, there's misspellings, text is too bold, too thin, too big, too small. There you go, there you have it. Most if not all Kapital bags should have some sort of tag for you guys to reference. All right, now moving forward, we have another popularly repped item. They're bandanas. Fortunately, if you're buying brand new bandanas from Kapital, they'll have this sticker for you guys to reference. Notice clean cut stitching here on the sides. They can replicate the print probably, but the QC, more often than not, they cannot. But especially if you're buying a new bandana, keep your eyes out for this tag and what's referenced. For secondhand products, might be a little more difficult, but with that, I would just reference the quality control of the stitching on the sides. And for some bandanas to have embroidery, make sure the embroidery is kind of puffy. It sticks out pretty thick from the fabric itself. Clean edges. Boom. There you have it. And lastly, I want to show you guys some socks. So not all Kapital socks will come with a bag, but some do. So this one does. But what all brand new Kapital socks do have is right here. We got the tag that is quite literally attached to the sock itself. Without the tag, I'll be honest, reps for the socks can be pretty dang good. It can be very deceiving even for myself because they're pretty on point. So if you can, get socks brand new, because I mean, I don't know who's gonna be buying secondhand socks anyways, but make sure it has a tag and this is what you can reference. Of course, even with the reps, they'll get the little embroidery right here, the smiley, pretty good. So something for you guys to at least reference, all right? So that was a brief introduction on tips and tricks and things to look out for when legit checking Kapital. It's been your boy Tony from Hid.n, and I hope this has been helpful even in the slightest. I'll catch you guys soon. Peace.